Well, hello and welcome to another video for my return to more regular uploads on YouTube. I took a little bit of a break and this is the second video that I've made as my return to the inking escapades that I like to indulge in. Once again, I'm going to use some cardboard packaging because I quite like the potential that it offers, being that it's something that was going to go in the bin and it has this nice speckled grey texture on one side. If packaging's white, I usually don't find it as interesting, but when it's grey or brown or it's just got, pinkish or something where it's a tone, I find it more interesting, and I should really capitalize on that by using white as well as black. But in this video I'll be using black, using grey, and that's pretty much it. But I start off by using a Unipin pen, and for some reason I've misjudged the focal length, which I did on the last video as well for the start, and the same with this, where it's only the start of the video where it's a little bit out of focus, so forgive me, it will soon sharpen up. With this video, I must admit I'm not drawing this from imagination 100%. Instead, I do have an image up as inspiration, but I'm not exactly following what it's showing me. Instead, what I'm doing is glancing at the reference for shape ideas and sometimes for texture, but I'm not copying it. I'm just thinking, that's quite nice there, I might do something similar, and where the reference falls short for me, I just think I'll do my own thing here, because what reality does perfectly, I can do different in ink, which will possibly serve the image more than what it would if I were to copy the image completely faithfully. So that was my idea for this. I used to either follow a reference completely to the letter, or I would draw from imagination with no reference. It was one or the other. And I'm starting to appreciate the middle ground, where you can use a reference as a jumping off point or as something to just recharge your concepts and your drive in a certain direction. Or you can divert, or diverge maybe I should say, from the reference at any given point that you feel comfortable. There's something to be said for following references faithfully and learning to do that, and I'm not trying to discount the value of learning how to do proportion, perspective, edges, light, tone, saturation, hue, all of these important fundamentals of art making. But for this kind of a doodle, it's just a quick drawing that I wanted to turn out kind of nice. I don't think I should be as strict on myself, because I'd like to get these videos done semi-regularly. So that was the thought process here. And regarding the materials that I'm using, aside from the Unipin pen that is so scuffed that I can't see the exact type that it is, the cardboard is something which is not my original idea, even though I came to it independent of anything else. It was something which has been done for a long time, using the type of surface which would have been discarded, and instead trying to show how art materials don't have to be expensive. Use whatever's around you, so long as it gives you that freedom to be creative. It's all just there to be utilised. There we are. The camera's now gone nice and sharp again. There's a chap who I interviewed recently called Daniel Butterworth, and he paints on cardboard very well, and he has that same philosophy. There are certain painters who I talk to who, there's a chap called Tyler Tilley who uses paint that he gets from the tip, kind of emulsion and house paint, and he paints using that. So people can be very what's the word? I suppose just not precious about what materials they use to make their art. And their art is fantastic. Here I am using a Crawford and Black WG3 warm grey pen from their dual tip art range. Anyway, back to Tyler Tilley and Dan Butterworth. They both are great examples of how art makers can excel in spite of the materials being cheap or something which was either going to the bin or in the tip already. And what I'm doing is not exactly on that level, but instead I decided to use this strip of grey cardboard instead of some clean white paper or grey paper or some material that would be more expensive. I like the dimensions of the cardboard because it was a loop around something as a kind of makeshift packaging. I just thought it could be salvaged as a panel, a long strip. And then after doing the drawing in the grayscale, I thought it could probably use a border around it because it has some dirty marks around the edges. So it'd be nice to try and mask those with a black border. So that's all I'm doing now, is using a pen and a ruler to mark out the edges. I then use the Crawford and Black pen again. Well, it wasn't the black pen before, but the black pen this time of the dual tip range in order to do the border, and it works nice and fast. As I said, it's dual tip, so one is a chisel tip and the other one is a more fine pointed tip. And then the very last highlight that I add is using a Pigma Micron at 12 to give it some sense of form and weight to some of the lines. It's a bit of a trick and I don't do it perfectly here, but I think that it still serves the usage that I was intending. And I like when drawings have this suggestion of weights to their line. I know there's much better ways to do it, but I am being a bit loose and a little bit lazy with some of these drawings because I'm seeing what I can get away with, trying to just have fun and do something quick. The reason I neglected my channel so much is that I've been doing lots of other things and they have to take priority. So this type of video isn't not important to me. It's more just I want it to be something which I can do without any worry or stress or any burden on the art making process. I want a sense of freedom and play to it, and that's what I felt with this piece. So I hope that comes through because it was enjoyable, and I'm looking forward to doing more things like this. It's more organic forms than the last video I made, which was wires and mechanical objects, and I'd like to combine the two, and maybe as much as this is organic forms which are wooden shapes, I would like to add more fleshy and organic organ-like forms into the mix as well, and also fabrics. So that's probably going to be the next few videos, is exploring some of those surfaces and trying to play with the interaction between those objects and textures and how they relate to each other. So here it is. I got some blue tack, pinned it up on my wall, and I think it looks quite nice. It's got a nice elegant subtlety to it, in my view. It's almost like what you'd get with a like a Far Eastern kind of scroll where they'd have writing going down it. But for me, it's these wooden sculptures that I saw at the doctor's office where I got the reference. And there it is. That is the piece for now. I quite like the drawing. Let me know what you think. Try it for yourself. And I'll be making another video soon. I'm going to try and do it about weekly if I can. And I might play with some more materials. I've got some coloured versions of the Crawford and Black pens, so I might use some of those. But we'll see. Hope you enjoyed it. If you're not subscribed, then please do, and leave a like and comment. That's always great, and I enjoy reading them. Okay, I'll see you in the next one.